Practically Pleasing Decorative Arts at Acorn Hall, a virtual tour featuring one-of-a-kind objects found in MCHS Collections, Part 2. The decorative arts can be found everywhere on a tour of Acorn Hall, headquarters for Morris County Historical Society. Join us in Part 2 for more decorative arts collections items that include ceramics, glassware, metalware, textiles, and furnishings such as furniture, carpets, and wallpaper. Many are original to Acorn Hall. They are beautiful, useful, and sometimes unusual, and more than a few are fan favorites in this decorative arts showcase. Miss Hone was an actress on stage in London and New York in the 1920s and 30s who had many interests, including historic preservation. She cared deeply for her home, which was built in 1853 for Dr. John Schermerhorn and his family of New York City. Few changes have occurred in appearance or furnishings since 1860, when Acorn Hall was remodeled in the Italianate villa style by its second owners, Augustus and Mary Boscrane, also of New York. When they purchased the house in 1857, it came with its furnishings. Miss Hone, on the left, appears in this photograph taken in the music room in the 1960s. She's standing with Patricia Eldridge, who became the Historical Society's first curator of collections. The photo also shows a Rococo Revival parlor sofa, which is still on display today. More about the music room's furniture suite later in this vlog. Certainly, any dinner guest would be impressed by the outstanding EPERGNE displayed in the center of the Crane's American Renaissance dining room set. An EPERGNE would be used at the most formal dinners. The EPERGNE became popular in the mid-19th century as a decorative and serving centerpiece. This piece is a silver plate and glass mirror plateau base designed in 1853 by Vincent Nicholson, made by James Dixon and Sons, Sheffield, England, circa 1854. Dixon was a jeweler. The piece is referred to as a grand EPERGNE or oak tree EPERGNE. There are a few turtleback marble top center tables at Acorn Hall. Most are with white marble, but this one is more unusual in that it's black and gold streaked marble. It's an American Rococo carved walnut center table, probably made in Philadelphia, about 1850 to 1860. The frame has a frieze carved with scrolling leaves and flowers on leaf-carved angular cabriolet legs, joined by a scroll-carved neck stretcher and urn finial. Tantalus is a term from Greek mythology. This is a small wooden cabinet used for holding decanters. It's a black lacquered box with brass and pearl shell inlay design, and it contains 4 decanters with stoppers made of clear glass with gold trim. There are also 8 matching small stemmed glasses in an oblong brass rack. The box has a hinged lid that folds up, including from a panel with a lock. It's from about the late 19th century. This plant stand, a Louis XVI style gilt bronze, has a shallow base supported by 3 cupids, each holding a tazza or a cup. They are seated on a leaf scroll hung with garlands and raised on a tier, and a leaf and scroll decorated triangular incurvate pedestal on scroll feet from the late 19th century. The bowl is a Near Eastern, perhaps Turkish influence, brass bowl that is a squat circular form, and the sides are repoussé, decorated with bursts of warriors and stylized palm trees. Miss Hone paired these objects together in the main hallway. Andrew Jackson Downing's admiration of the natural world is seen in this bucolic mid-19th century bedroom suite called an Acorn Hall summer bedroom. Downing promoted using cottage furniture in country homes in his influential architectural books, emphasizing painted decoration over woodwork. The original bedroom suite is made up of a bed, bureau, washstand, a table, a rocker, and 2 side chairs. A few other furniture pieces are not part of the original set, but were painted similarly to match, and it dates from the 1860s to 1870s. Bedding is a necessity, and what a beautiful examples can be found in MCHS's quilt collection. Crazy quilts were popular from about 1875 to 1900. Free from standard structured patterns, the free-form quilting style allowed women to create their own designs and express themselves using fabric scraps like velvet and satin, often from clothing making, which was then heavily embroidered. These quilts were donations from local families to MCHS collections, and they're from the late 19th century. On display in the main bedroom is a table lamp with a verified Handel glass lampshade. Philip Julius Handel, who formed the Handel Company in Meriden, Connecticut, between 1893 and 1936, produced some of the finest non-Tiffany lamps of the period. This shade is reverse painted with parrots and flowers on an orange background, and it dates to about 1920. This extraordinary table is in the small gallery and regularly is used for exhibit display. While the subject matter in the exhibit draws attention, the remarkable carvings on this piece are worth a second look. The library table is oak, which has been stained and credited to R.J. Horner of New York City. Rectangle-shaped on four-winged monopodia, or single-footed lions, it has a leaf and scroll motif and two drawers, and it's from the late 19th century. Screens in parlors were used as decorative accents for privacy and diverting drafts. The Coromandel type double-sided lacquered Japanese screen found in the music room is carved, enameled, and inlaid in four sections. One side shows the activities of a Japanese gentlewoman performing ikebana, or flower arranging, a tea ceremony, sume-e, black ink brush painting, and etc. It has Greek key edging. The reverse side shows cranes, pheasant, bird of paradise, and other birds, the princess tree, chrysanthemums, plum blossoms, and iris, and it's dated between 1860 to 1880. This attractive Rococo Revival carved rosewood parlor chair is one of a pair. It has a button-tufted, cartouche-shaped back in a molded frame pierced with frilled scrolls and three blossoms. The chair rests on castered cabriolet legs and is upholstered in crimson brocade, from 1840 to about 1856. The music room furniture suite was originally for Miss Hone's mother's family. The label on the back rear leg of the chair states its maker's mark, L. Mayer, Philadelphia. It was reupholstered in 1995. The music room features its brass lamp base shaped like a winged sea nymph, a pudo or a cherub, standing on a conch shell supported by a kneeling horse forming the base. The lamp is thought to have been manufactured by the Edward Miller Company of Meriden, Connecticut, a highly regarded historical lamp manufacturer, circa 1885-1895. Our virtual tour ends closer to home with a J.R. Sutton, a Morristown furniture maker. This Gothic revival round table is found in our exhibit gallery. Its legs are joined by a stretcher which supports a decorative drop. The oval marble top is beveled, circa 1890. J.R. Sutton, or John R. Sutton, was a Morristown furniture maker in the 1860s to 1870s and was the successor to Thomas Knighton when he purchased Knighton's successful furniture store located on South Street across from the Green in the 1860s. Be sure to stop by Acorn Hall soon for a tour to see many of these wonderful decorative arts items for yourself.